I am going to film another Let's Chat, okay? Because there was just some things that I just had on my mind that I really want to talk to you guys about. I'm sitting outside. It is beautiful weather today. It is unbelievably beautiful today. It is weather in the South is like, so what's going on? like like a week ago it was so freezing, and now today it's like mid 70s, high 70s. I think the high for today is supposed to be like 75 or 76 or something like that. Hello, it's November the 17th as I'm filming this. Hello? But that's fine. It's beautiful. I am not complaining because, like, wow. But, like, does it wreak havoc on your just system, just being like, what's happening today? But I guess it, like, totally allows me to have my total just, like, change in style. I have a very fluid style. I don't know if you guys know that for the videos, but like I don't know if you guys noticed, but I kind of like I'm one girl one day and I'm another girl the other day, like completely different. I like to change it up. I like to kind of just have a fluidity to what I wear and what I do. Although you might not know this because you've probably seen this sweater like 1,000 times. This is my super comfy sweater. I'm just hanging out. Just had my bath. I did a hair treatment on my hair, like an oil treatment on my hair. I have, like, as you can tell, I have like a homemade like aloe mask on my face. I'm here just eating my wonderful breakfast bowl this morning. This is just like some vanilla Greek yogurt and some granola, some apples and blueberries and honey and cinnamon and pumpkin pie spice. Um, so this is my breakfast this morning. I am also listening to a very specific playlist this morning. I've been listening to Brazilian lo-fi this morning, and it is just, it has me in a mood. I really got into it like during the spring, and it has like this romantic vibe. I'll link it up above so you guys, if you would like to. I'm listening to it now. If you guys would kind of like to listen to it, play it in the background while we're just sitting here having our little chit chat. Totally cool. That way you can kind of feel the vibes, you know. Today has been very fall vibes. Very fall vibes today, and I'm digging it. I'm in a great mood today. So let's get into what I really wanted to chit chat about. You guys know that I just kind of go on for a little bit. But I just wanted to really get into, which is something I was really meditating and thinking a lot about this morning, which was just how sometimes I get to a point where I feel like I am way too into the journey. You know what I mean? Like, some days it's like, hey, you need to kind of relax and just breathe a little bit. Every thought doesn't have to be, is this lowering my vibration? Is it raising my vibration? What do I feel about what I'm drinking? What do I feel about what I'm eating? What do I feel about the content that I'm consuming? You know, it can get a little too much where you're just kind of like constantly thinking a little too much in your head about the journey, about your spirituality, about what does this mean and what does that mean and where's the signs and how, you know, and trying to figure it out, figure it out. Right? Sometimes you can get yourself stuck in these Eight of Swords moments, right? And you don't even realize that you're in it. I was doing this morning, and I was just chilling and relaxing and meditating, and I just realized, like, oh my God, I have so much tension in my body. Like, you need to chill. I was just like, you, no joke, just need to chill. And so it's so important to remember to bring a lot of love and light to your life, and even the little small ways like this. You know, last night I sat down while I was also like editing and working and stuff, on other things besides just videos, and I sat down and I did like a watermelon mask on my face, and I, you know, like combed and brushed through my hair and put like a bunch of like leave-in conditioner in it, so it just felt really moisturized and nice. I sat down with my little foot spa and made like a little bath for my feet, like a cleansing like Epsom salt bath for my feet, and just sat down and did that, and it felt so good to just kind of zone out and listen to music. I mean, and I do that, but sometimes it's really good because your body will tell you, hey, you've reached a point where you really need to like bring it back, like calm the fuck down a little bit about what's going on and constantly being like, am I on my journey? Am I on my path? Have I found my way? Am I walking down the right way? Like sometimes your spirit guides just want to tell you like, hey, like, you know yourself? Do you trust yourself? Yeah, then just freaking go with it. Like, you're okay. Like, you're gonna be okay. Your life's gonna be okay. Mm, that is so good. Mm, holy crap. It's been a few days since I had some apples. I went and bought some apples, and I love apples, you guys. They're so good. They're so basic, but I don't care. mm, mm, mm. If you guys haven't tried making yogurt bowls for yourself, freaking do it. 100% freaking do it. Because, like, the price of going out, for the price of, like, going out and buying one, or buying, like, two at some place, like, you could go and make it yourself and get, like, 10 bowls, you know, or get, like, 5 or 6 bowls, just depending on your serving size, right? And then you can just customize and put, like, your favorite food in there, different flavors, like, change it up. Like, sometimes I get this peanut butter granola, okay? And if you've never tried the combination of peanut butter and blueberries together, like, get your life together. Because if you, it's so amazing. Mmm. So, I just want to spend a little bit of time just, like, talking about whatever, you know? I know the last Let's Chat that I did was kind of very, I don't want to say heavy. I was talking about some heavy stuff on it. My mask is flaking. But I was talking about some heavy stuff, but I just wanted to kind of get on here and just be like, don't forget, during the middle of all this shadow work, 717 down on the clock, during the middle of all of this manifesting all this enlightenment for yourself, right? Don't forget just to give yourself moments where you're just like chilling, right? Don't forget to give yourself moments where you're just like, I'm just chill. I'm just cool. Like, I'm cooling, you know? Mm-hmm. I really want to just be eating this like, I'm trying to calm down, just like calmly like actually pay attention, but my body's like, this is so freaking good. Like, eat it. I had this thing between my friend, like some of my friends that I had in college, when we were talking about when we go to the calf, and we would talk about like I don't know, it was just like this stupid inside joke where we were talking about how we'd be like eating like dinosaurs. Like, we'd come up, like, you come into the calf and, like, catch one of us just, like, eating at the table that got there early and already got their plate. And the person's just sitting there, like, and he's like, what you doing? I'm just eating like a fucking dinosaur, like, right now. Just, like, I don't know. It sounds stupid to explain. It was so funny in the moment, though, because it was just, like, relatable. Like, you're just like, yeah, I'm about to go. This is the first time I've eaten all day today. I'm about to go and, like, eat, like, 10 plates of food. Time's in the calf. Mm. 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 That was so nice. Sun feels so amazing today. Oh my god. Just in general. I love the fall and the spring where it's just like temperate, you know? Like it's just like, it's chill. Sometimes I wish I lived in a place where there was like more snow and stuff like that during the winter time so I can have like a white Christmas, which I've had white Christmas before here where I live, but and then I'm like, But the practical side of it, like, I'm too lazy for that shit. I'm too lazy for that shit. I'm too lazy for having to go put snow chains in my car and go having to, like, literally, like, out there with a fucking axe, like, pick. Like, I am fucking climbing Mount Everest to just try to get into my car and go somewhere. Like, no, I can't. Sorry. I can't do it. Mm. This song is so good. And I don't speak Portuguese. Don't care. I don't. I remember when I was in high school, I really got into like listening to French music because I was in French class when I was taking French in high school, and I got really into just like listening to French music, like Camille. I was really big on Camille. Do you guys remember her? I thought it was so awesome how she just did all the like percussion sounds like with her voice in the background in her videos. I was like, or the background of her music. I was just like, this is amazing. I love this. But my mom would always be like, can you enjoy listening to music that you don't speak the language? And I'm like, oh yeah, even more so for me. I mean, I feel like it is important to be responsible and to know. I would look up the lyrics and like get translations for the lyrics and stuff like that, so that I knew what was going on. Making sure I wasn't just jamming to somebody talking about something, some kind of bullshit. But at the same time, like so many people, it's like even when you listen to music that you speak the language that the artist is speaking in there. So many people don't even listen to the words or look up the lyrics to what they're actually saying, what they're repeating, what they're speaking into their life. Like people just listen to the beat or just listen to the music. And I was like, it's really nice sometimes just to kind of be able to actually enjoy an artist's voice kind of just as a background instrument, because your brain isn't trying to worry about the words that they're using. You can just pay attention to the way like their flow or the way that their voice just kind of floats on the music. And I think that it's interesting to hear like different types of music from different cultures, and how to hear like different inspiration that's in the different inspiration and the different kind of, I don't know. I'm not like a big like music person. Like, don't go come in the comments and start being like, "Oh my God, let's talk about music theory." And anything like, no, like that's not me. But I do enjoy music like most humans, right? So it's important to make sure, right? Like I love when you guys talk about how, I know I read a comment this morning that was like, and it was such a beautiful comment. I was sitting there like literally like with tears in my eyes. I was like, this is so beautiful. Like, thank you. You know, but the comment was like, I'm gonna watch you every day now and all of this, and I was like, don't allow, right, the inspiration or the clarity that I give you to cross over to any kind of obsession, right? It's really important for you to find, for you guys, and I, like I said, I so appreciate you guys like loving and really enjoying my content and really finding clarity. That is my purpose. I find that so incredibly gorgeous and so incredibly beautiful, right? But it's also, I'm bringing this back around to what I was talking about to begin with. It's really important sometimes to not take this journey so seriously. And I know that can be hard when you're thinking about this, that when you can be in the middle of spiritual warfare, or you can be in the middle of people like casting things onto you or just talking about you, or and you know about it, right? Sometimes tarot can be so incredibly helpful to those things because it can enlighten you to who serves you and who doesn't, especially when you're like having a hard time connecting with your spirit guides, or when your spirit guides have kind of stepped back to kind of let you figure out your own way, right? And sometimes tarot can be very helpful for that, can very much so enlighten you to things, or it's so interesting to hear your spirit guides speak through somebody else, or to hear the inspiration that somebody else's spirit guides can bring to the clarity that you're looking for, you know? That sentence makes sense. Anyway, it's really, it's beautiful. But tarot can also make you dependent. You can also get very dependent on tarot for your answers. You can also get very dependent on tarot for making you feel good. Like, it is very a human nature to want somebody to sit there and tell us, oh, you're an empress, you're beautiful, and your person loves you, and they this, and you're just like, yes, shower me, like, yes. And I'm not saying that you guys are like that shallow like that, but don't play. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and play like I haven't listened to other tarot readings and other people are like, you're an empress and you have such beautiful energy and you do this, and I'm just like, and to listen to somebody tell you, oh, your masculine's doing this or doing that, they're a fool. You're like, I know. Why can't I? He doesn't see my words. What a fool. Like, so tarot can get you fucked up sometimes. And I'm not even going to play like in the past, I haven't gotten obsessive about it, that I haven't, you know, noticed that my own intuition gets deadened or gets numb because your body, like anything else, gets used to getting it from somebody else, right? Or getting it. It is like anything else where it's like you can get dependent. It's like how people tell you not to get too dependent on like taking like melatonin or taking like other things, because your body will stop producing it so much naturally yourself. And the same thing goes in the spiritual realm. If you don't connect to your own intuition, if you're not sitting down and having some kind of form of meditation, having some kind of form of connection, whether or not that's through prayer or through meditation or just sitting in a room listening to binaural beats or whatever it is that lets you connect to your spirit guides, praying or whatever it is, right? Your body, your intuition is a muscle just like anything else, and your body will get used to not using it, right? It's a muscle. Your intuition is a muscle like anything else in your body, and your body will get used to not using it, and you will feel your connection deadening, right? Or weakening, or you'll be very numb to it. Like, how, there are also other things, external factors, there can be people trying to put like blocks on you. There can be people, whether that's conscious blocks or unconscious blocks, whether or not you share your spirituality with people and they're like, I don't believe in that shit. Just doing that, that can put that energy off on you. Or whether or not somebody's consciously being like, I don't want you to know what's going on, I don't want you to have a connection with your spirit guides, or your spirit guides are like, hey, it's just important right now for you kind of to just chill. I know there are natural times that I go through where I'm not going to say I'm not connected to my spirit guides, but when my spirit guides and my connection is a little further back, I don't feel them as closely to me some days as I do others, because, well, one, for some of them, I'm not the only person that they guide, right? So they have to go and be with other people, or they have to go and work on their own spiritual journey, whether or not we realize that or not. We have some spirit guides that are there with us 24 hours a day, like always there, standing there, watching over us, doing certain things. And then we have some spirit guides that come and go, right? That come and observe us for a little while, or they come and, when we really call them, when we really need them, we'll need to be in a certain energy, they'll come. And then sometimes they have to go and go do their own thing. They have to go and guide other people. Some spirit guides, especially if you have like patron saints or patron goddesses, you're not the only one praying to them, right? So, mm, sorry, I thought a bug fell in my food. I was like, rude. But it's important. Sorry, I'm trying to get back into it because I was just like, don't ruin my breakfast. Um, it's important to always come back to yourself. Always allow yourself to detach for a little bit. Always allow yourself to zone back into your spirituality. And it doesn't always have to be in a way that you're just like, okay, let me start this. there are many ways to connect to your spirituality and connect to your spirit guides. Sometimes it's sitting there praying and a meditation and that, and then sometimes it's literally just like sitting there in the sunshine, having a beautiful moment to yourself. In that way, we connect to our spirit guides, because in that moment we are like the purest versions of ourselves, right? And we are connecting to our true selves, connecting to our higher selves, connecting to like a very chill, relaxed version of ourselves. Or at least for me, I find in moments like that that I feel when I'm not trying as much, that's when I feel the most genuine connection to God. That's when I feel the most genuine connection to the spirit realm, is when I'm kind of just letting it be, right? When I'm kind of just letting it happen. And I'm not consciously being like, are you guys being blinded? Probably. Is that a little better? Sorry, you guys. Um, I hope this is making sense. I know that I'm just like randomly talking about a bunch of other type of stuff, you know, and that these Let's Talks are not going to be everybody's thing, right? Some Let's Talks are going to be much more, right, much more me just, you know, chilling, talking about random stuff. I am going to try to like sprinkle in some spiritual, you know, stuff. Sometimes it'll be like my last Let's Talk where it's like, okay, yeah, let's get into it and talk about some serious spiritual stuff for like an hour straight, right? Because y'all know your girl can talk. I love to talk. I love to talk to myself. I mean, I know I'm not talking to myself, I'm talking to you guys, but, you know. I've always been that type of person that, like, talks to myself, even out loud. Like, I'm that person. I am that person. I'm that person walking to the store talking to themselves out loud, because sometimes I realize that my brain organizes things way better when I talk out loud and I can, like, hear myself saying it. I'm a very, like, auditory learner. Like if I want to absorb information, a lot of times I need to stop and read it out loud to myself so I can, like, really absorb it, you know? So sometimes I plan and organize way better if I'm speaking out loud to myself. I'm like, okay, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, and then do this or that, or no, you need this and this and this and that, you know? So I guess, like, in a way, I was always, like, in the vibes of making videos, because I've been talking to myself for years, and then one day I was just like, why don't you pick up a freaking camera and actually, like, record it and make something about it? Like, you have all this stuff to say, you know? And then when I woke up to my spiritual journey, I was like, oh, like, you're getting downloads, you're like, your spirit guides are talking to you. A lot of times when I'm sitting here talking, I really feel like I'm having this whole conversation with the spirit world, with you guys, as I'm just kind of like talking in general about things out loud, right? I love the fall vibes of all these leaves kind of just chilling. Like, I love that so much. It's so wonderful. Mm. Making these videos has been so interesting, and I love you guys so much. I really, really do. Like, I love you guys so much. I'm so happy that I'm able to do this, that I found, like, a deeper purpose in this. It's really helped me find myself, because on the spiritual journey, so many times, things that in the past I saw as myself as disorganized or as kind of like weaknesses, waking up to my spiritual journey made me realize, like, there's a purpose for my personality, for things that I just naturally do that might not make sense to a lot of people, or might not, like me saying, like, I just naturally talk to myself, like me just naturally being into some of the some places I've never traveled, or some things that I've never, I'm just like, why have I always just really liked this? I don't know. Like, and my spirituality has woke me up to the fact that, it was my spirit guides calling to me. I was always really drawn to certain like places in the world. And then when I started really getting into my spirituality, I realized that I had, you know, that for me, my spirituality is really open. So I realized that I had gods and goddesses that I really resonated with that were from that region. And I was like, oh, this makes so much sense. Why have I always been so drawn to, I'm also, you guys, I don't know if you guys, I went to school and I have a Bachelor of Fine Arts. So I've always been so drawn to drawing certain things, and now I'm using those skills to design stuff for my, for my spiritual business, or for stuff that I'm doing. And I'm just like, this is amazing. I've always been so interested in doing very certain crafts and certain projects, and I've always kind of seen the, or maybe it's been a combination between me and society and my family, not in like a really terrible way or anything like that, but them kind of being like, you need to focus on a singular thing and figure out what you want. And it's never been my strong suit to focus on a singular thing. I've always been like, no, like, I like this and I like this and I like this and I like that. And I don't know, like, it doesn't feel right to cut any of those things out of my life just to focus on a single thing. And now when I woke, or now, yeah, now, but when I woke up to my spiritual journey, it was like this moment where I literally just sat there and wept and held myself, because I was just like, this is your path. This is why you've naturally always felt like this. This is why, sorry you guys, that's naturally why you've always been so attracted to all these random things, or doing all these, they're not random, right? It's not random. It's by design, it's by plan. And I'm just like, it helped me to see a lot of the things, a lot of the ways that I felt insecure about myself, that I felt insecure about some of the things that I just naturally did because it was different, or it was not the norm, or it wasn't what society told me the way society told me that I should be. That when I woke up to my spiritual path, I was like, bitch, all this makes sense. No, actually, what it is y'all don't understand. I'm on something different, okay? Not to be like, oh, I'm up here and y'all are down there, but it's like, no, like, it's not a weakness that I'm into all these different things, because all the different things that I'm into it has come to pass to play a major role in my spiritual journey. you know it's not a weakness that I sit down and talk to myself, or that I have these conversations. And people are like, are you having conversations with people that aren't there? Like, what are you always talking about? And I'm like, now I've come to realize I wasn't consciously doing it, but I was practicing communicating with my spirit guides and spirits like my whole life, right? I was practicing sitting here and feeling comfortable in front of a camera to just talk to nobody. Because there's many people that I talk to, like a friend of mine started a YouTube as well, and she was just like, how are you so comfortable on camera? Like, how are you so comfortable just sitting there? It feels awkward to just sit there and talk to myself with nobody around. And I'm like, from the first second that I turned on the camera, I'm not going to say that I didn't feel awkward or self-conscious about, speaking, or how, my lack of eloquence in the way that I spoke, or the way I saw it. I'm not going to say that I wasn't subconscious about some of those things, but she was just like, how it's so awkward to just sit there and talk to myself. And I was like, got it in the bag, bitch. Been doing it for years. I was like, no, like, I got it. Like, been used to it, been doing it from day one, like, it's good, I'm good with it. And she was like, oh, like, how are you so chill with it? And I'm like, been practicing for years before I even turned on the camera, girl. Like, so it's little things like that that make this spiritual journey so enlightening and so beautiful, right? Because often, so many times, we wake up on the spiritual journey and we realize that things in our life, I have always believed in serendipity. I've always believed in kind of looking at signs before I consciously knew what I was doing. And before, I've always noticed that I've been able to really kind of like unconsciously manifest things in my life without realizing I was manifesting. I've always been able to be like, I want this to happen, and then literally, or I want this conversation to happen, and then literally that exact conversation happens, or literally that exact thing happens, or it's like, I just need this to work out, and it just does, you know? Sorry. I have my little making shit work. Um, and I've always just been able to kind of just to do it. And before waking up to my spiritual journey just adds this depth of gratitude, while it might also add a depth of weight, right? It might also bring weight to the situation, you know? It might also bring gravity to realizing, oh, there's this whole divine plan and divine path, and it can feel overwhelming sometimes to be walking down this path. It can feel overwhelming sometimes to think about the fact that you have, you know, like when I woke up to realizing, okay, I really feel like I have a purpose here and I'm supposed to be doing this. And I've talked about this on the channel before, about how I've never been the type of person that's been like, I want to be famous or I want to be seen. I've always been like, nope, I'm good being in the background. Nope, I'm good on the sidelines. Like, nope, I'm not comfortable. Like, being comfortable in front of a camera is something that I did have to get used to. Oh, now I'm flaking. um, and yeah, for so much of my life, that is another thing of my life. I felt like I've been very like wandering and lost, very like Five of Pentacles, trying to find my way. And if you would have told me like 5 or 6 years ago that I would be doing this, I would have told you like, you crazy. Like, what? No, no, I'm not. I'm not on here making a career out of spiritual based stuff, because I haven't ever been like a super religious person. I struggled for a lot with, did I really, really believe in God? Did I really believe in things? I've always kind of believed in spiritual stuff because I've had paranormal experiences for most of my whole life. Um, I ran away from it for a long time because I saw and felt things when I was a kid that were really scary. They were really heavy, you know, so it kind of made me really shut down for a while. But when I woke up, went through my for real, like awakening. I've been doing like a little awakenings now that I'm consciously like aware of it, and I've done, you know, done the research and really started like really actually sitting there and meditating and thinking back on experiences in my life. I've always been having spiritual experiences. I just wasn't aware of the language of how my spirit guides were talking to me, how they were showing me things, how they, you know, how they were expressing, you know, silently guiding me and leading me towards my awakening, towards my grand awakening, and then, you know, guiding me through it. And it's been a process. It's been a serious process. Um, as everything is in life, you know, as everything is in life, it's been a journey. And sometimes I'm also, I'm really thinking about a reading that I haven't released yet. I already have it recorded and uploaded, but I have it scheduled to upload, I think like on the 19th, in a couple of days. And there was an energy there that came forward to really, that talked a lot about the heaviness, right? And it felt like I was really having a really deep conversation with somebody's very like egotistical shadow self, right? Um, how it was so heavy to be on the spiritual journey. And it's like this person very much so was only concentrated on the heaviness of the spiritual journey. That that almost fell into my bowl. Major fall vibes. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful leaf. Just only concentrating on the heaviness of the journey. And I felt like I wanted to come on here and talk about it because in the reading, you guys know how I am. I can get sassy, okay? Like, y'all know, I can get sassy. And sometimes I can be slightly petty as well. Like, but also I felt like I got so protective in that because I was just like, you're not gonna talk to my collective like this. You're not gonna talk to me like this. This energy was kind of rude, honestly. But you guys will see in the video. You guys, I'm like, you're not gonna talk to me like that. Like, I don't know who the fuck you think you are, right? But it definitely reminded me that I feel some of those things echoed in myself as well. And if I was the type of person that completely gave into my shadow, I could see that. I could see this person's perspective. I could. Um, but it's also about having the balance of seeing the light, right? Like not seeing too much into the darkness and then not seeing the light to the point where it turns into like delusional happiness or everything's just fine. Everything's just fine. No, everything's not just fine, right? Sometimes shit's heavy. Sometimes shit sucks, and then sometimes life is so beautiful you can't even speak, right? But more days than I feel tired or that I feel drained by the energy of what I do, I feel so grateful for the self-discovery that this journey has allowed me to have, that the connectivity to not only the spirit world, but my ancestors and my past selves. And sometimes it can feel, I'm not going to say that I don't feel the heaviness of it. I do. I feel the heaviness of this journey. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. I do feel the heaviness of this journey. I'm expelling a lot right now. Like I feel like the weight lifting off my body during this reading. I also, and while it's important to acknowledge the weight that this journey sometimes can put on you, it's also so important to acknowledge like your strength that you can find in yourself from realizing, like, when you're not awake or when you're just kind of walking around, you're dealing with the weight of that anyway. At least when you're awake, at least when you come to the light or more into the light, you can appreciate things in a deeper way on both sides, right? Yeah. Sometimes the shadow gets heavy and when you're just walking around and you don't know, it's like, yeah. Sometimes it gets heavy to realize that sometimes you're feeling this way because there's energies trying to drain you or trying to bring you down. Yeah, sometimes you feel that way because you're feeling other people's energy, you know, yeah, and sometimes sometimes it's people literally casting spells and you're a black magic on you, and it sucks sometimes to have that knowledge, to have the weight of that knowledge, to be like, shit, it's like an extra like mind fuck that's added to it. But you have to admit that it's in a way that it's nice to know that because you're like, okay, I can know this isn't my energy. I can know I need to, remove myself from this. I need to get out and I need to cleanse myself. I need to smoke cleanse myself. I need to get out in nature and kind of just like run or walk through the woods or go on a walk or go sit at the park, and meditate and de-stress. And I need to put down my phone or walk away from this or walk away from that and kind of just give myself those moments, right? And in those moments, you can feel the depth and the weight on the light side as well, right? Because it adds infinite deep pleasure to my life to understand that there is something so much greater than myself out there that in the end is orchestrating so many things to try to help me have a fucking fantastic life, to try to lead me towards good friends and good food and good times and beautiful moments. Sometimes I just sit there and I will just start crying because I'm just like, oh, this is so beautiful. Like, thank you, spirit guides. Like, thank you, God. Like, and it adds this, yeah. The weight comes on both sides, right? The weight comes in the heaviness of the knowledge of what you're doing, but it also comes with the knowledge of how great, you know, the spirit world is, and how, yes, it can be dark, but on the other side of it, there, you know, as dark as it can get just as light on the other side, you know. And it's amazing to me to think that I can call on my spirit guides and they can come to me and they can assist me or they can guide me, or I can see signs of how the world just synchronizes up, you know, beyond coincidences, beyond things, which I don't believe in coincidences anymore. I'm just like, I see way too many signs of way too much stuff. And, you know, skeptics might say, well, because you've looked into it, you see those signs, which is also true. You know, humans are, their brain are made to look for patterns, or made to look for things like that, and to assess something out of it, because that's just how our logical brain works. 11:55 down the clock. But my main point of this, as I wrap this up, is understand that sometimes spirit works in very subtle ways in your life, and it's really important to see the deeper purpose to things, right? To not just see it as, you know, gut punches or terrible things that are happening in your life, but to also see all the light things that are happening into your life, because it can be easy to get distracted about all the heavy things that happen. And it's easier just by the way our brains are made, to focus on the negative things instead of focusing on the positive things, you know? So take some time to kind of step back out of the heaviness of the journey and really step into the light. Really step in. Just allow yourself just to be like a regular person sometimes, right? To not be consciously thinking, I'm doing this because I want to improve my soul, because I'm doing this, but just because I want to do this because it feels good. I want to go here because it feels good. I want to walk in the park because it feels good. I just want to talk to my best friend, not because I know that I have heaviness and my throat chakra really needs to be opened up. So I need to really express how I'm really feeling about this and express how I'm feeling about that, because it would assist me on my spiritual journey. Just do it because it fucking feels good. Just do it because you're like, I know my body needs this. You don't, although it's important not to get into a vibe where you never think about your spiritual path, it is important on the other side of that to not get into a vibe where you are constantly analyzing whether or not you are correctly walking down your spiritual path. Do you feel good? Do you feel like you're accomplishing things? Do you feel like you're getting things done? Good. Then just keep doing things that make you fucking feel good. And that's the direction that you need to go in. All right, you guys. I'm pretty sure I have a visitor, so I'm gonna go ahead and go. Thank y'all so much for being here. Thank you so much for participating in this Let's Chat. If there's anything that I've discussed in this Let's Chat that you want to talk about in the comment section down below, you're welcome to go ahead and open up that conversation and do that. All right. Thank you guys for being here again. If you like the content, think about subscribing. Also, check out some of my actual tarot or spiritual content on here and not just the Let's Chats. Um, Thank you if you already are subscribed. Thank you to all my new subscribers and my day ones. I love you guys so much, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.